incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes, Aussie Bourbon Lovers, sharing bourbon with Australia.
Today we're having a special guest in a special place, really. We're at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and we have Will Woodington here from Chicken Cock. He's going to pour us a nice drop. Tell us what you're pouring for us today, Will.
Yes. So excited to have you guys here first and foremost. I don't get to talk to global Chicken Cock fans every day, or let alone meet them in person. So this is such a great place to meet y'all. And what I'm going to pour you right here is our exclusive single barrel, or reserve cask, as we call it, that we did in tandem with the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I helped the folks with the festival pick this barrel. It's a reserve cask, so that means it's some of the oldest liquid that we have currently laid down in Bardstown. It's 4 days shy of being 7 years old. It's our classic high rye recipe bourbon, bottle at barrel proof, so it's 129 proof and some change. And then we also do this totally custom label for it with the Glencairn necklace around the rooster's neck and everything. Especially for the festival.
That's
totally
amazing.
custom labeling, give you all the barrel information here on the back. This is great liquid, guys. I'm so happy to share this with you.
So happy to be trying.
Cheers, let's go.
It's so good.
Oh, what a seal on that. What a seal on that.
So good, so good.
We know it's going to be good because of that cork pop, right, guys?
Hey, look at the colour on that as well.
I know.
So what's the story behind Chicken Cock?
So the story behind Chicken Cock is a very long one. A lot of people may not realize
The
this.
recap you can give in less than 10 minutes.
Yes. We've got the most conversation-starting brand name in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's all rooted in history back to 1856. We're turning 170 years old next year.
It's amazing. Cheers.
Yeah,
Hey,
cheers.
thanks for pouring this for us.
My pleasure.
So 170. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 129 and some change proof-wise. 4 days shy of 7 years old.
So if you'd waited 4 more days, you could have called it a
Exactly.
7-year-old.
If you would have waited and picked it on Monday, it would have been 7 years. Yeah. No, this is really an exceptional barrel.
So tell us can you give us the high level story, Will? What do we
Yes.
got? Chicken Cock story.
Yes. So brand was established in 1856 in Paris, Bourbon County, Kentucky. And it was a very, very prominent brand throughout the 1800s. They had a very high quality reputation. They were known not just regionally, not just nationally, but they were a globally available brand too, even back then in the 1800s. So very monumental in early bourbon days. And around the turn of the century, they got sold off to a big monopoly that had formed essentially at that time frame. They continued producing the whiskey, and then Prohibition hit. That usually is where most brand stories at, right? Is right at that inflection point. Right. And you were lucky to survive Prohibition. You were even luckier to be made during it as a brand. And Chicken Cock checks both those boxes. It was made 2 different ways during Prohibition. Once as a pure Canadian rye whiskey when it came in a tin can. There's little pint bottles with the chicken wire on the outside.
And I love it. They had to unseal the top. So
yes.
Yeah.
This is where, if you went to the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York in the 1920s, Chicken Cock was a house whiskey there. So you go watch Duke Ellington and get yourself a pour of Chicken Cock. Really incredible Prohibition history there. And then Chicken Cock was also made as a medicinal whiskey during Prohibition. So there's a little bit of overlap. There were 6 distilleries who gave, had the authority to make whiskey medicinal here in the U.S.
Yep.
American Medicinal Spirits Company started making Chicken Cock as medicinal bottle and bond bourbon.
All right.
That's where we get this bottle design from. So it's a little bit different. We use this on more limited expressions, our private cask and reserve cask programs. And this is exactly what the brand looked like during that phase. So the cap on top, you can use it as a shot glass if you want today, but back in the 1920s, that's how you measure your medicine, was with the cap on top right there for ease of use.
We still get our kids' medicine with the cap.
Yes, NyQuil, Pepto-Bismol, whatever. It's for ease of use. So
there you go.
Really cool history there. Once we get out of Prohibition, Chicken Cock was still made, but there's quality issues. They turned the quality down so they can pump more volume out.
Yep.
Great Depression, World War II took an impact on the industry, and people were just not preferring the old heritage whiskeys anymore. By about 1950, so Chicken Cock just kind of went off the shelves. They discontinued the brand around then. And then we came across the brand around 2012, found out the long, rich history, the great packaging, the Prohibition history, all of it. And the trademark was dead. We didn't have to fight anybody for it. This is the brand that just the stars aligned on.
That's amazing. So it's just sitting there ready to go.
Just sitting there waiting for us to revive it.
Oh, that's incredible.
And all these stories, because I've heard, and we don't have time to do all the stories, but there's some unreal stories around the Chicken Cock brand.
Incredible stories. One of my favorites from the 1800s is, I think around 1880s or 1890s, there was a gentleman who ended up borrowing a barrel of Chicken Cock, which he stole it. And not a great idea, regardless of the time frame. But anyway, he steals this barrel. They catch up to the guy. His name's John Henry Trigg, and they talk about his court sentencing about a year after the fact. And they say, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for stealing that barrel. He had an accomplice who was sentenced to 5 years. That's not the kicker, though. In that same article, they speak about someone else who had committed murder and was convicted of murder locally in Paris, Kentucky, who was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Meaning, stealing a barrel of chicken cock was worse than murder in the 1800s.
Well, I see how that judgment would have been made. Yeah. This stuff's good.
Yes.
And you mentioned the beautiful bottle. I want to tell you the story of when we first came to Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We obviously have very limited restrictions going back to Australia what we can take. So I limited Dave in his choices. But I let him have this one because the bottle was so beautiful. I was like, I'm definitely going to use that. And then when we got it home, it tastes so good. It's now one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, and I hate to brag, right? I'm a little bit biased, but in my opinion, nobody can touch our history. Nobody can touch our packaging. And really, you know, our liquid is sensational too. We check all the boxes.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully doing this brand justice, you know, and people are really loving what we got going.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a queue all weekend. There's been, lots of people queuing up. The stuff's so good. Like your juice is so good.
Thank you.
And made better by even greater stories. When it tastes good and has a good story,
exactly.
You can't go past
the stars are aligned, you know. So
amazing. And can you tell us about this release? Because this is a special release. It's already sold out. I think
we sold out on our website. We still have a limited amount of cases here for sale at KBF. But yes, this is our brand new
luggage.
This is our brand new limited time offering for 2025, which is called Miller's Reserve. When we were looking to make a new LTO for this year, we wanted to really sink our teeth into our history more and lean into that because we've got so much of it, right? And so what we did, the story goes back to 1860. James A. Miller, the way to get your bourbon, your whiskey distributed nationwide is you had to ship it down on a ship down the Mississippi River to New Orleans. And that's where it would get distributed across the nation, possibly globally even. And so James A. Miller had 475 barrels on this steamer ship called the A.O. Tyler. And that ship was going down the Ohio River bound for the Mississippi. When it hit an older shipwreck in the river, crashed and sank with all of his uninsured barrels on board. So what we've done here with Miller's Reserve 165 years after the fact is blended together 4 different whiskeys from 4 states all bordering the Ohio River to reclaim the liquid for ourselves, right? So we've included 10-year-old Double Oak Kentucky whiskey from us. We've included 8-year-old High Rye Indiana bourbon. We've included 10-year-old wheated bourbon from Ohio and 8-year-old wheated bourbon from West Virginia. 8 to 10-year-old blend, 115 proof. It is exceptional. People have been raving about this.
All the good stuff.
Yes, exactly. So all those whiskeys have their own individual characteristics to them, and they melt so well together. It's a great.
So how do the flavors differ between this one and that one?
I would say that the Reserve cask, as you can tell, it's really rich. It's viscous. It's got all that cherry. Just so many great flavors. It's a really rich, dark sort of bourbon. You can see the color. Miller's has great color too, but because of the high rye in there and some of the double oak, you get a little bit more on the baking spice and some of the rye spice in there. I would say that one has got tremendous honey flavor behind it. Really a little bit more bright on the palate than I would say the Reserve cask is. Long-lasting finish. You get some of the wheated components in there too, so there's nice bright cherry sweetness. Really, really great pour. Really good. So
good.
Yeah.
Now, we always talk about where Australians can get their hands on bottles like this, and we know that you don't have it in Australia.
They can come to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Come to Kentucky Bourbon Festival, or if they're not here this time of year, they can go to Circa in Bardstown.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So we've got our tasting room just a couple blocks right up the road here on East Stephen Foster Avenue. We're inside the historic Harrison Smith House. I always tell people, look, if you go down to Bardstown, come see us. Well, where can I find you? We're in the town square in a bright yellow home that says Chicken Cock out in front. If you miss it, get your eyes checked. So that's all I'm saying. But we're also opening up a brand new tasting room in Louisville in the next week or so. Soft launch. We're going to be in the Nulu district down there. So that's where so many people start their bourbon trail journey. Yeah. So many people spend time there. So we're excited to be in Nulu come here in the next week or so.
Oh, that's
so good. And we highly recommend it. I mean, obviously take a couple of bottles back in your luggage if you come over and visit.
Yep.
Please do.
It's so good. Will, it's been great chatting with you. We're excited every time that we can take one bottle home each time, and we're slowly building up our Chicken Cock collection at home. But thanks for having us. Thanks for sharing some of the story.
Yeah.
And there's so much more of the story that we didn't get time to tell.
I know. And we'll have
you back.
We'll have to sit down on Zoom, or I don't know when I'll see you next.
Come over to Melbourne. We'll
Yep, I'll see if I can expense the Australian flight. I'm sure my boss will be happy about that. I would.
Tell him there's big fans.
I had a layover in Brisbane once, and that's my only Australian experience. But I would love to chat with you guys more, whatever shape, way, or form we can do that.
Yep.
And thank you so much for coming by. I hope you guys have a blast. This has been so much fun, and it was so great meeting both of you.
Amazing.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.